They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slip. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
We talking about practice, not a game, not the game that I go out there and die for and play every game like it's my last. Not the game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that? And we talking about practice.
Back row.
Best believe that I'm top 3. The only thing is I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Put me anywhere of and they wonder it's not me. It's beef, we strut a nigga block, that's chopped cheese. No peace, the butterfly sting him, that's Ali. You reach, I teach him with the handle, that's Kyrie. Machines you hook like a Roman, that's IV. You a sheep, I'm a go, it's a difference, so watch me. You weak, all hooks, no punches, so block these. They mock me, I just show them how it goes. Try to stomach this thug life. They ring got the nose, bandana on the grip. All heads coming out the foe. Connected from Cali to New York, niggas, so let it go. Made for this, nigga, I eat bars and drink flows. Thinking you woke into your third eye peephole. Line for line, this shit too easy, it's like a free throw. Mastered the game too early, this bitch a cheat code. It ain't a game, these niggas lame, they bring a shame. If I'm with an officer, it's a number in his name. We ain't the same, you want the easy pass, tell him change his lane. Shit, I've been through the fire, you can't stand the rain, take an aim. Tell him runner, he can try his best. Drive a car named after me, that's why I'm in the vet. Laugh at these niggas once again and I ain't break a sweat. Number one at everything I do, that's why I'm one West. The Lord is not the God of the dead, so when I die, coming back for my spot, so forever I'm top 3. Just tell him to watch this, Canada with the mop stick. You gon' need a defensive lineman to block this. On point when I bomb shit, 10 for 10 I do not miss. I'm barking with a full bulldog, it is not mixed. They can see that my mind's sick, I don't write, I find shit. I don't like it, then I'll switch. If I touch it, it's diamond. Tell a bitch that I'm God sent. It ain't because my kicks is built like 5'6", 5'7" is my bitch. Dangerous, high risk, I lose it, get another one. You think I'm talking about a girl, I'm talking about another gun. We here now, hey look, it is what it is now. We don't fuck with the house niggas, we burn the crib down. I'm ahead now, and I hope they can hear now. I don't care if you think it's it, nigga, I don't fear clown. Silences make it sound like raindrop, that's a quiet storm. Get the job done in the view and get fired on. If you niggas standing for nothing, what you dying for? If you put real with real, that's how I was born. Walking this bitch ready for war, I'm in riot form. I want these niggas to see me flex, that's why I am armed. I shouldn't live in the crib, nigga, I should buy a farm to go through this shit so effortless. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3. Best believe that I'm top 3. Only thing is, I'm not 2 and I'm not 3.
Okay.
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and a brother or a sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He means like, who is this nigga, man? Like, where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al-Ham wa Aidya Yahaw. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what, that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith, that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting fouled, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Alright, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Brakatah to all the brothers. It's like a Brakatah to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatan Bashem Yahushua to all the sisters. Alright, this is the ISUPK, started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the commanding general Yohana. Alright, as you saw from the promo, we got classes throughout the week. We got school in Birmingham, 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. We hold classes there Monday through to Saturday with the Sabbath service. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're locking with the school. If you can attend the school live, make sure you do so. If you know you're in the Midwest or in the Birmingham area or really anywhere in the UK, you can always make it down to the school. Make sure you follow our social medias, our TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Get Twitter as well. Make sure you get us on everything, ISUPK United Kingdom or ISUPK UK. All right. Oh, sorry, Christ. Hey, Shalom, Ira. How you doing? You to work?
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatah. I'm to work, sir.
Oh, sorry, Christ. Good to see you once again. I see you always checking in. We got in the comments, we got Nazama Na. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bashem Yahushua. We got Kapar checking in from Texas. Shalom, also in Christ. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bashem Yahushua. All right, so what we're going to go over today is kind of forming sentences. So we're kind of laying down the groundwork. So from classes we've done previously, we've gone over things like prepositions, possessive adjectives, subject pronouns as well, things like the 5 W's. We're going to use all these things and all these rules and words that we know to start forming sentences. We could form, we've practiced with forming questions. We've practiced with forming, a few sentences here and there. We've got to kind of lay the groundwork so we get a really good understanding. And if you want to know how to say really anything in the Hebrew using this kind of foundation, you'll be able to find it or at least have a good idea. And then you can bring it to say Lashawan Qadash teacher and verify it, check if it's correct. All right. Now, without further ado, so as I like to do at the beginning, I like to have everybody state their registry. So as you come in on the live, just make sure you type in the comments, just type in your registry. The brothers will say their name. In fact, let me get it up on the screen. Give me just 1 second. Let me copy one of the more recent ones. Let me get right here. Or in fact, I can just do this. Okay. Now if I share my screen really quick, I'll make this bigger as well. All right, so if I share my screen, so this is how, what is it? Okay. Let me correct this. In fact, just give it 1 second. What we'll do instead for now, we'll go over the Hebrew alphabet. So currently IRA is just a cell. So what I want you to do, if you could go through the full Hebrew alphabet.
Another one time, sir. A, ba, ga, da, a, wa, za, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, ta, ta.
Excellent. Most High in Christ. All right, so Abagada Hawazaka Ta Ya Kalama Nasa I Pataza and Kwa Ra Sha and Tha. All right, so that's the full Hebrew alphabet. All right, now for those who know how to state the registry, for example, Ira, I'm pretty sure you're pretty confident with stating your registry. All right, Most High in Christ, go ahead.
Ira. Ban yam yam ban yasha Allah.
Most High in Christ. So Ira ban yam yam ban yasha Allah. So what the brother just said was Ira, which is his name. Ban meaning son. Let me just replace this with the one that's a bit more straight. Bring this to the front. It said Ira, which is his name. Ban, which means son. Banyamyan, which is his tribe, the tribe of Benjamin. Ban again, the son of Yasha'ala, which is Israel. All right, so let me go ahead and make this bigger. Let's see where we're at. All right, that's perfect. Okay, so anybody else that's, in the comments, you can also state your registry. What you want to do is put your name. You'd say Ban or Bath, depending on whether you're a brother or a sister. So you'd say Ban if you're a brother, which means son. You'd say Bath if you're a sister, it means daughter. You'd say your tribe in the Hebrew, whether it be Judah, Yehoiada, Benjamin, which is Banyamyan, all the way to Simeon, Shemaiwan, Issachar, Yashakar. If you don't know what your tribe is in the Hebrew, just let me know and I can go into it. We've covered, the 12 tribes before, so I can just go over it so you know. Definitely good to know so you can know how to state your registry. It's especially important for brothers. You'll know if you attend a Sabbath service, you'll be called up to read the Hebrew, and then you'll have to state your registry. All right. So it's definitely good to know how to state your registry fully. All right. And to know what it is you're saying, not just, repeating something you're told. It's important to actually know what it is you're saying. All right. Shalom also to, to Zapwan in the building, Manchester, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. We got Nahar Ya'ala, Officer 50, checking in from Syracuse, New York. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. And his brother stated his registry right here. So we said Nahar Ya'ala, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala. All right, so this brother is a Judite. All right. Boom. So what we're going to do is we're going to revisit, in forming sentences, we're going to revisit the fundamentals. So the fundamentals are these three things. So we got subject pronouns, which what subject pronoun is a word that describes who is speaking or who we're talking about. All right, whether it be I, you, me, he, she, they, what I'm saying? These are subject pronouns. All right, and you'll find the subject pronouns here. We also have prepositions. Now, these are letters that go before a root word, and it means these following things. Like, for example, you have the word bayath, which means house. Right here, if I was to say ha bayath, ha as a preposition, so before that root word, means the. Right? So ha bayath is the house. All right, you got Yasha'ala, which is Israel. If I were to say la Yasha'ala, la as this preposition means to. So that means la Yasha'ala is to Israel. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. All right. You also got words like and, in, or in this context, bar can mean on as well. All these prepositions, and then you got possessive adjectives. So this describes who is in possession of this, like who's in possession of what we're talking about. For example, if I was to say a house, if I was to say whose house this is, right? If it was my house, my is the possessive adjectives because it describes who this belongs to, right? So you got ya as my. Now possessive adjectives go after a root word, right? So I'm using the same example with bayath, meaning house. If I was to say, let me see. I'm gonna use the example of ha, right? If I was to say ha bayath, the ha is before, that's a preposition. That means the house. If I was to say bayath ha, that ha is after the root word, right? So that would be a possessive adjective. And ha as a possessive adjective means her. So bayath ha would be her house, right? So what I want everyone to do is make sure you'll have these written down in your notes. So you got all the subject pronouns, the prepositions, and the possessive adjectives. All right, these will be very important as you're forming sentences, forming words, you know what I'm saying, to say her house or the school or his job, his slavery, right? So on and so forth. Okay. Also on the subject pronouns, so depending on who we're talking about, whether it's a brother or a sister, right? Any adjectives you use to describe the subject. So if you use the word to describe, like he is a a tall brother, right? He is a wise brother, or she is a modest sister, right? Those adjectives you use to describe will need to match the subject pronoun. We need to match either masculine or feminine. All right. So to form feminine adjectives, you add a ha at the end, right? So it's usually like, for example, what's an example of a adjective that's masculine? Let me look up one. If I look up strong, all right, let me see this. Or in fact, let me look up, what's a better one? Let's look up tall, right? All right, I'm not sure if that specific word would be in there. I think it would. Yeah, tall. All right, so we got tall as all right, so that already has a ha. That's already feminine. Look for masculine. Let me see. Well, let me see. Let me try loud or something. Loud. All right, so we got a word. We got the adjective, right? Kazakh, right? Like in Kazakh Ahmad. All right. Kazakh means strong or stout or mighty. It can mean severe. All right. It mainly means strong or hard and bold. Right. Now, if you was to say a brother is strong, you'd say, okay, this, or he is. So you'd say like Hawa Kazakh. He is strong. Right. If you was to say she is strong or she is bold or she is like fierce or something, it's a brave sister, right? You would add a ha at the end. So instead of being Kazakh, it becomes Kazakha, right? Like the feminine, because in fact it ends in a, let me see, it ends in a qua, so it'd be Kazakwa, right? It ends in a ha, so you add like AH, because the ha at the end will join with the qua. All right. So I'm gonna write it just for the example. Give me 1 second. Let me add in a text box. I'm gonna add it here. All right. This is what I'm gonna do the example. So I'm gonna type. It's a masculine. Let's do. All right, so masculine adjective. Kazakh. All right, meaning strong. Kazakh. Now, if you used to make this feminine, the feminine version, let me do fem adjective. So I just like it to be uniform. Okay. You just add a ha at the end, so Kazakwa. Kazakwa, right? So instead of being Kazakh, it'd be Kazakwa, right? You'd add a ha at the end, but the kwa and ha would join. Okay? So if you're saying he is strong, Hawa'a Kazakh. If you're saying she is strong, Haya'a Kazakwa, right? It's the same with like, we're making a lot of words, feminine versus masculine, you add that ha at the end. Like with prince, for example. Prince is Shah. Princess, which is the feminine, is Shara, right? You add the ha at the end. The same with what's another word? The same with, now queens isn't really in our custom, but it is a word in the Bible. I think we got referring to the Queen of Sheba, right? The word for king is malak. The word for queen, which is the feminine of that, would be malaka, right? So a lot between the masculine and the feminine usually would add a ha at the end. All right, so that's what you'll do to form feminine adjectives, and a lot of the time as well you use to form feminine verbs. All right, so we have that for the subject pronouns. Also to form a masculine pronoun, say you're referring to, say saying a tham, right, referring to a group of men, saying you all, or you're saying they, referring to a group of men. You would add yam to the end of the adjective. And also a lot of times I think you'd add yam to the end of the verb as well to make it match who we're talking about. All right, with the feminine plural, you would add wath at the end. All right, so and this note here, so adjectives must agree in number, meaning whether it's singular or plural, and gender, masculine and feminine, with the nouns they modify. So with the subject we're talking about, whether it be I, you, he, she, we, so on and so forth. So if I say I am strong, if I say Anya Kazak, the masculine adjective is singular and it's masculine, right? If a sister was to say I am strong, right, the same word would be Anya, but she'd use the feminine adjective. So she would say Anya Kazakwa, right? So on and so forth. All right, so make sure you'll get those. We'll get these all written down. Shalom also to, let me see who else is checked in. We got Tazapuan, say it's registry, Tazapuan, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasha'ala. All right, with the Yasha'ala, you want to do, so it's Ya, then Shar, and then A, which is AH, and then La, which is LA. So you don't want to do ALAH. That's something else. That's like how, you know, Muslims spell Allah, I think, like God. But that's not Hebrew. Okay, and then we got Sharapah, no sign crash, Shalom sis. So she says Yahweh Shamar Allah Taba Shemi Shai. State of registry, Sharapah, Bath Banyamyan, Bath Yasha'ala. I know sign of Christ. This is daughter of Benjamin. I got Kwamai Da, Shalom sis, always checking in. Yahweh Shamar Alata Bashemi Shai. I hope you're doing to well. Alright. Shout out to Chicago. And also got Kayala. Alright. Yahweh Shamar Alata Bashemi Shai. Alright, shout out to you. And Lafayette. Okay. So while we're going through these, so what I'm gonna do, I'll go through them. So we'll start with the subject pronouns. So to say I, or to say I am, like usually if you put, say, a verb after this, there's no Hebrew word for is or are or like am. You just say I watching. Like for example, like Anya Shawama. Right? Shawama is watching, right? So Anya means I or I am, right? You have you, right? Whether it be masculine or feminine, the word for you is atha, right? So if you're talking to either one brother or one sister, you're saying you say atha, right? He is hawa'a, right? So if you're saying he is doing something or he is this, he is that, you'd say hawa'a. She, the feminine, is haya'a, right? Haya'a. Then to say we, as in we all together, is anaknawa, right? Anaknawa. If I was to say, talking to a group of brothers, like with the salute, if I'm saluting one brother, I say Yahweh Ba'ashani Yahweh Shai Barak Atha, meaning bless you. If I'm talking to a group of brothers, I want to bless them all, right? So I would say Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barak Atham, right? Which means you all in the masculine plural, right? Atham. In the similar sense with the sister salute. If I'm saluting one sister, I will say Yahweh Shema Al Atha Bahashem Yahweh Shai, meaning Yahweh watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. I'm talking to a group of sisters. We say we're saluting all the sisters after class, right? You would say athan, right? It's the feminine plural. And the sisters, if they're, saluting back, they would say atham when they say their prayer, because they're also saying for the Most High to watch over us. All right. So if you're talking to a group of sisters, say we're saluting the sisters after class, you'd say Yahweh Shema Ayel Athan Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Boom. And then the last two we got they. So if you're saying they off in a distance, if there's a group of men, it would be Ham. If you're saying they referring to a group of sisters, it would be Han. All right. So that's the subject pronouns. Let me know if y'all have any questions or anything like that. Just put them in the comments. I also know we on the Instagram. So if you have any questions on the Instagram, if you're watching online, just put them in the comments. I'll get around to it. All right. All right, so I just went through the subject pronouns. So next, and if I'm going too fast or anything like that, you'll just let me know. If you don't need more time to write, just let me know. All right, but I'm going to go through the prepositions. All right, so each of these letters here, when they're before a root word, are prepositions. All right, so you got ah. Ah is a preposition meaning I or I am. It's like an informal way of saying anya, right? Like a quicker way of saying I. All right, you have ba, which means in, right? Like in Bahasham is in the name. All right, you have da, which is do, right? You have ha, which is the, like in the same example, in the name, ba ha sham. Ba is in, ha is the, sham is name. All right. You got wa, which is and, right? So if you're saying me and you, it would be like anya wa atha. Anya is me or I. Wa is and, then atha. So you put the and with the second word, right? So wa atha. Then you got ya, which is ya is he, like in wayada bar is saying and, so the wa means and, ya is he, the bar is speak or spake. So wayada bar is and he spake. Okay. Ka as a preposition means like or as. You're comparing something, right? La as a preposition means to. So you're saying to, if I'm speaking to you, you could say la ka, to you, right? Or to Israel, la yasha'ala, or to my house, la bayathya, right? To my house. Okay. Ma as a preposition means of or from, right? Like in mayam. Mayam means water. It comes from ma, which is of, and yam is sea, right? So water comes from the sea. Mayam, right? Or even in like the word for tithes, which I believe is ma'aishara, right? Ma'aishara means a tenth, or it comes from ma, which is of or from, and then aishara, which is 10, right? So ma'aishara is a tenth, right? You have sha, which means pertaining to, right? Like for example, in the word for the heavens, right? Being like the space or the sky, right? Like high up above the earth, right? The word for the heavens is shamayim, right? Like for example, in space is known also as the deep, or like the waters above the firmament, right? Shamayim, because it pertains to water. This like space operates in the same way, in a similar way as water, right? You can kind of almost swim. There's low gravity. There's no oxygen in space the same way there's no oxygen underwater, right? the same way you sail through waters with a ship or with a submarine, you go like underneath the waters, you travel through space in a spaceship, right? That's why they call it the same thing. Even, astronauts uniform or their attire is similar to like what they're wearing, like scuba gear, scuba diving. They need the oxygen tanks, needs to be able to deal with the pressure, so on and so forth. All right, and then you have lastly a fa as a preposition, which means future tense, right? So this is something that will happen. It's going to happen in the future, okay, or something you will do. All right, so that's prepositions. And then lastly over here we have possessive adjectives. So this is describing who something belongs to, right? Whether it be a house, whether it be a person, like you could say ban ya, right? Ya as a preposition means my. So if you say ban ya, that means my son, right? If I were to say ban ka, that would be your son, right? So on and so forth. Okay, so ya means my. When you put it up, these are all after the root word. So you got ya means my, ka would be your, wa is his, ha is her, nawa is our, like our school. Bayath Sapar nawa. Bayath Sapar is school. You add nawa to say our school. All right. Referring to, if you say you're referring to a group of men, you add kam at the end, right? Like if I'm talking to a group of Judites and I'm saying your tribe is Judah, right? It would be Shabbat Kam. So Shabbat is tribe. The Kam at the end would be your tribe, referring to the group. And I'd say Shabbat Kam Yahawada. Your tribe is Judah, referring to all of them, right? In the same sense, if I was talking to a group of Ephraimite sisters, let's just give the example, right? A group of Ephraimite sisters, I'm saying your tribe is Ephraim. I'm referring to all of them. I would say Shabbat Khan Apariam, right? Shabbat again is tribe. Shabbat Khan is your tribe, talking to a group of sisters. And then Apariam is Ephraim. Okay. With there, so referring to, they're a group of men, but you're not directly talking to them. You're saying they're, like you could say their father. So there's a group of, they're all brothers, they're all family, a group of brothers, they all have the same father. If you were to say their father, it would be, or in fact, if you used to say their tribe, right, just to keep it simple, it would be, you'd add a ma at the end. So it'd be Shabbat, Shabbat Am, right, like Shabbat Am. If you used to say their tribe and it's talking to a group of sisters, it would be Shabbat An, right? You'd add the na at the end, and in this case, it usually kind of joins with the last, what's it called? The last letter, right? You'd usually, if you write it in the English, you'd write it as like an apostrophe. Like you'd write it as, let me see. If I quickly let's get another text, select another text box. Or if I copy this one, right? If I was to do masculine plural, and then I'm gonna do the feminine plural. Okay, and I'm saying the tribe. Hey, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema ala Taba Shem Yahushai. How you doing? You too well? Khan, all right, most high in Christ. As you come in, what I would like you to do, if you could state your registry for me, just to go over kind of speaking the Hebrew.
Diana Bath Benjamin Bath Yashala.
Most high in Christ. So Diana, Bath Banyamian, Bath Yashala. All right, daughter Benjamin. Right. So what we're doing in today's class is we're going over kind of everything we need to start forming sentences and forming phrase. We're laying the groundwork to be able to kind of know how to say certain phrases, right? So you can replace everyday phrases with the Hebrew, right? I'm gonna show you how to do that with everything we kind of go over in these classes. It's probably gonna be multiple parts because, of course, you know, you can't cover everything and every phrase and every possibility in like one class or two classes, but we kind of gonna go over it and kind of build on it and build our understanding. All right, so starting off with subject pronouns, prepositions, and adjectives. You want to be familiar with these and revise them to make sure you know all of the prepositions. Like if I ask, you know, what is why as a preposition? Everybody should know it's and. If I ask what is ka as a preposition, you should know it's like, right? You're comparing something, right? You want to know all these subject pronouns. You can say who you're referring to, whether it be yourself, somebody else, he, she, we, so on and so forth. You want to know these possessive adjectives. So you can say, okay, if I'm going to somebody's house, who am I going to? Whose house am I going to, right? Am I going to my house? Am I going to your house? Am I going to our school? Am I going to you know, her house, anything like that, right? You want to know how to say these different things, okay? I'm gonna use the example to explain the possessive adjectives to say there with the masculine and the feminine. You add a ma at the end, right? So if I use the example of their tribe, the word for tribe is Shabbat. All right, Shabbat. All caps it. So that's tribe. To say my tribe, it's Shabbat Yah, right? To say, you know, your tribe, Shabbat Ka, so on and so forth. To say their tribe, referring to a group of brothers, you add a ma at the end, but what it becomes is like Shabbat Am, right? The ta and the ma would be joined together, so it kind of forms the word as Shabbat Am.
Salag,
go ahead.
So the Y, Salag, if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
So the Y becomes like a silent, you know, when you say silent D. Or you just take it away. In the case, what you was just saying, their tribe is gonna be Shabbatam. But it should be, but you say you should put a yam at the end, right?
No, a ya at the end would be to say my. Right? If I was to say Shabbat Ya, that would be my tribe. I was just kind of giving the example of the different ways. But to say their tribe, you add a ma or a na at the end, depending on whether it's a group of brothers or a group of men or a group of women. But the way you add it in some cases would be like Shabbat Am, right? It kind of joins in the end, right? You can kind of split it with the apostrophe.
Oh yeah, the A is gone. The A at the back of the ma.
Right. Okay. And also for Diana, like as you went here for the beginning, so this example here of like a masculine adjective and a feminine adjective, I've used the word Kazakh, which means like strong or it means strong or mighty or severe, right? But for simplicity, I'll use the word strong. If I was to say a brother is strong, or if me as a brother, if I was to say I am strong, it would be Anya Kazakh, right? The adjective will be singular and masculine, right? Kazakh. If you as a sister was to say I am strong, it would be Anya Kazakwa. you'd add a ha at the end to make the adjective feminine, right? If another example, if I kind of copy from here with the masculine plural and the feminine plural, I'm just going to copy from over here. But go down a little bit. But let me take up that tribe. If I'm saying you all are strong, referring to a group of brothers, it will be Kazakh Yam, right? So if I were to say Atham Kazakh Yam, I'm saying you all are strong. If I would say a group of sisters, you all are strong. Or if I would say they all are strong, referring to a group of women, it would be Kazakh Wath. All right. So you can see, you know, the adjective, and also a lot of times the like verbs also will kind of operate in this way. It has to match the subject if you're talking about. All right.
So like you said,
go ahead.
If I may. So I can say Ira Kazakh.
Yeah, that means Ira is strong.
And it should not be Kazakh Ira.
Let me see.
The both way sound weird. Ira, I am strong. I am strong, Ira.
Because I
like
know
you're telling yourself.
Because I know with certain words it's kind of flipped the other way. But you could say, let me see. I'm gonna put in the example of he is strong, right? There's an example in Job 1 and verse 9. All right, let's see what it says. He is strong. It uses the word Amayataza. Let me see. Let me see. But okay, this one doesn't say the word he. Let me find another example. I'm pretty sure you can put the adjective after the noun. Let me see. A wise man is strong. This uses by was, I mean. Man is Gabar. Gabar. Commercial wise man. Yeah, so it puts the subject pronoun or the subject before the adjective, right? So if you're saying, you know, Ira is strong, you kind of just say, you know, Ira Kazakh. You can put it in that way. All right. Who just jumped in? All right, Nakat. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shemar Atah Shemar Shai.
Shalom, Yahweh.
Shalom, Lord Christ. All right, what we're going over in today's class is like forming sentences. All right, so we're laying the groundwork to be able to form sentences, to know, you know, if you want to learn how to say something in the Hebrew, you kind of know the basics, you know, how to say, you know, the subject pronouns of who you're referring to, you know, prepositions, you know, possessive adjectives to describe who something belongs to. Like if I'm saying I'm going to your house, it would be Anya Hawalak, which is the verb going, Bayath Ka, your house, right? So on and so forth. You can learn how to form these different phrases. All right. So that's what we're going over in today's class. So we've been over these things in you know, at different times. We're kind of going over everything. So over the next few classes, we're going to build up on the framework of forming sentences and different common phrases and everything like that. So you want to make sure you have all these down. What I was going through with these examples with Kazak, Kazakwa, Kazakyam, Kazakwath. These different words is in referring to the subject pronouns, right? Because the adjective, if you're describing something, like if I'm saying Kazak is a word which means strong or like, firm or severe, right? If I were to say he is strong, right? It would be Hawa'a Kazak. If I'm talking to one brother, I'm saying he's strong. It's masculine and it's singular. So you'd use Kazak. If I was to say she is strong, it'd be Haya'a Kazakwa. You add a ha at the end to make the adjective feminine, right? If I'm saying they are strong, referring to a group of men, I would say Atham, Slakia, Kazakyam. They are strong. The adjective has to be masculine and plural. If you're saying they are strong, referring to a group of women, you'd say Athan Kazakwath, right? They are strong. Similar things happen to verbs as well. I know we've been over like present tense, past tense, and future tense verbs. You'll see similar themes in those different rules. All right. And then over here with what I was going with possessive adjectives. So these are pretty simple. Possessive adjectives will go after a root word. Like if the root word is bayath, meaning house. My house is bayath ya. Your house is bayath ka. His house bayath wa. Her house bayath ha. Right? So on and so forth. These you just add at the end. With to say their house, whether you're referring to a group of men or a group of women, is slightly different. You don't say bayath ma. Instead, it becomes like bayatham, right? Or bayathan, right? I put the example here to say their tribe. Tribe in Hebrew is Shabbat. You're saying their tribe referring to a group of men, it'd be Shabbat am. If you're saying their tribe referring to a group of women, Shabbat an. Or even, like I said, with house, bayatham or bayathan, right? So on and so forth. All right, so everybody should have, or you'll want to note down all these subject pronouns, prepositions, and possessive adjectives. Some of y'all will have these already. If you want to note them again to kind of revise them, or have it, closer to your notes now as we go over forming sentences, you're more than welcome to do so. If you have it already and you're pretty confident with it, you might have been, over them in classes a few times as to why you don't have to write them down, as long as you're confident with them, right? As long as, if I ask, what's wa as a preposition? Everybody should know wa means and. All right, so on and so forth. If I would say, how do you say, let me ask you, how would you say, blah, blah, blah. If I say, I want to do something simple I've already done. Let me see. If I was to use the word book, all right, book is sapar. Sapar, like in Bayath sapar, book is sapar. If I was to ask, how would you say our book, right? You could tell me that. How would you say our book?
Salake for me, sir.
Go ahead.
Can you say the book word one more time?
Khan, book is sapar.
Sapar, okay. Nawa sapar.
La. Anybody else? I see Naha answered it in the chat. Well done. Anybody else in the live want to give it a shot before I put it up on the screen? Nope. Okay. I'm giving it to Nahaya Allah. So we said Sapar Nawa, right? You want to remember possessive adjectives go after a root word, right? So you say Sapar Nawa means our book, right? Well done. Well done, priest. All right, boom. So when y'all have got these written down or y'all are comfortable with these, we can move on to the next part. So the next things I'm going to go over is common time frames. So I'm going to revisit 3 main words being today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Usually, if you're forming common phrases, you're more talking about things that are currently happening, things that recently happened, or things that are gonna happen kind of near in the future, like usually tomorrow, or sometimes you might say next week or something like that. But usually, the more common is today, tomorrow, and yesterday. All right, so we're gonna revisit those. We're also gonna revisit the question words, right? The 5 W's and the H. That ma is both what and how. All right, so we'll go over those, and then if we have time, I know we're getting close to kind of the hour mark. Usually I do an hour of the class, then an hour of going through the Sabbath service verses. I could do a little bit longer in the class because I know some people joined a little bit later. That's to I'm gonna see if I can.
Salaki, if I may, sir, before we move on,
Mm-hmm.
I was writing down those the Kazakh, the two downstairs. How would you say them in English?
This would be Kazakiam, and then the third would be Kazakh.
In English, it is.
Oh, it means strong.
Yeah, but plural.
It would be the same thing. Like you're saying they are strong. You still say they are strong. Like you wouldn't say they are strongs or anything like that. It's just the adjective has to match the subject pronoun. I mean, the subject pronoun. All right, Salakia. Let's see. Does that one also put Sapar Nawa, but you don't want that ha at the end? It's just Sapar Nawa. Kapar says, Salakia, say, if I may, does Nawa come last? Yeah, so if it's a possessive adjective, okay, Khan, this is answer the question. So Sapar Nawa, Khan. That's how you'd say our book. All right, well done. Okay, once you're all ready to move forward, I think what we'll do, we'll go over and revisit the 5 W's and then common time frames. I also have a few common phrases and common locations, things like that, common verbs we can kind of put together and start forming words. What we might do is kind of just go over those and follow on classes. All right. But for now, we're just going. We'll see what time we get when we finish the 5 W's and everything. All right, so what I also want to get ready is for the second half of the class, which will be going through the Sabbath service verses. All right, so what are the verses for this week? And y'all let me know when you're ready to move on to the next part. Okay, so in fact, yeah, we'll probably just go over the 5 W's very quick. The today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Then we'll take a quick break. Then we'll come back and do the go over vocabulary. All right. So let's see where we're starting off in the Sabbath service verses. Let me go to 10. No sign Christ. We got Ayala, A Shalom sis, Yahweh Shema Alatha Bashim Yahushai.
Yahweh Shema Alatha Bashim Yahushai.
Yahweh Shema Alatha Bashim Yahushai. Good to see you, sis. How you doing?
Good.
No sign Christ. No sign Christ. All right. What we're doing over today's class is we're going over the foundation for forming sentences, to forming common words, common phrases, and learning how to say these things in Hebrew. All right, so a lot of these things we've already been over: subject pronouns, prepositions, and possessive adjectives. If you're quite comfortable with these, I know you have. I think you have some printouts of these as well, which is good to use. So you might not have to note them down. You kind of have them to hand and close by when you need them to start forming phrases. But if you want to write anything down or go over anything, you're definitely more than welcome to. Now, let me see. I'm going to quickly go over what these words are and what they refer to. So in the subject pronouns, you have, I being anya, you have you, atha, he, she, we, you all, whether it's masculine or feminine, so on and so forth, right? If I was to describe somebody, so I'm using an adjective, which is a describing word. If I was to say, I am strong, right? I would use the adjective has to match the subject pronoun. So if I'm a brother, so it'd be masculine and it's singular. I'm referring to one person. So the adjective I'd use is kazak, which is strong. If a sister was to say, I am strong, the sister is then feminine, right? For example, if Ayala, if you used to say, I am strong, you would still say anya, but the adjective you'd use is kazakwa. You'd add a ha at the end to make it feminine. So I would say anya kazak, you would say anya kazakwa. Does that make sense?
Khan.
I most sign Christ. Now, in the same way, if we're talking about a group of brothers or a group of sisters, if I was to say they are strong, talking to a group of men, I would say, so they is ham. I would say ham kazak yam, right? Which is the masculine plural. Ham kazak yam. If I were to say they are strong, talking to a group of sisters, I would say han kazak wath, right? The adjective, the word used to describe has to match who we're talking about. Okay? So you let me know if that makes sense. That's just what these words are in referring to the subject pronouns. We've been through prepositions quite a lot, but of course, if you want to familiarize yourself with them, do go over them, read through them. The possessive adjectives, like to say my house, your house, his house, her house, right? Or in fact, let me change this example to house because it's a bit easier. It's more, I think everyone's familiar with the word house, which is bayath. All right. We all know. So, Ayala, how would you say, for example, how would you say your house? Do you remember?
Is it a fun for men or women?
Okay, so to say your house, you're going to use a possessive adjective. So this is what describes who something belongs to. In this case, the house belongs to you, right? So you say the word for house, and then the possessive adjectives goes after the root word, right? So you'd say the root word being house, then you'd say the possessive adjective. So the possessive adjective for your is, as you said, is ka, right? So to say your house, the possessive adjective is after. So you'd say house first. House in the Hebrew is bayath. So to say your house, what would you say?
Ka. What's house in Hebrew?
House in Hebrew is bayath.
Kabayath.
Kabayath. Okay, so in kabayath, the ka you've put before house. That would be like house or like a house, right? With the possessive adjective of your, it goes after, right? So you'd want to say house first. So you'd say bayath ka. not ka bayath. Does that make sense? You'd say bayath ka.
Con.
Ka. All right. So if I was to ask you again, how would you say my house?
Bayath yo.
Bayath ya. Perfect. All right. Well done. Okay. Boom. So possessive adjectives. Slack, go ahead. Ira, you were saying something?
Sir. I was thinking out loud, I think.
All right, don't sweat. All right, cool. The only so all of these, you just add these to the end. So bayath ya, bayath ka, bayath wa, bayath ha, bayath nawa, bayath kam, bayath kan. When you get to these last two, it's a little bit different. All right, so you add a ma at the end, but it doesn't join at the end as bayath ma. It kind of joins at the end as like the tha and the ma would join together. So instead of saying bayath ma, you'd say bayath tham. It kind of leads into joining the ma, right? So if I'm saying their house, talking to a group of men, bayath tham. If I'm saying their house, talking to a group of women, bayath than, right? That's the only different one, which is why I've put this specifically to explain these two. Okay. Now, if y'all are making notes and writing down, if there's anything you want me to go over again, I can definitely go over it. Or if y'all are kind of ready, once y'all are ready to move on, y'all just let me know. And we'll move on to the next part. So we're going to quickly go over the 5 question words and common time frames. So the ones I'm going to go over is today, yesterday, and tomorrow. All right, so we'll go over those. And I think we'll close out with the class for there, and then we'll go over to the Sabbath service verses and going over vocabulary. All right, now in the vocabulary, you'll see a lot of prepositions. So you'll want to know, what these are. So you should be familiar. If I ask what does this preposition mean, everybody should know what the preposition means because we've been over it right in this class. All right. So when we come to different words that have these prepositions, you should be familiar with them. Okay. Let me see. Did we? What was the last verses we went over? Okay, I think we went over that. Yeah. All right. So the next verses are Genesis 19 and 33. This is 19 verse 33. Okay. Okay. So is anybody ready to move forward to the next part, or is everybody still writing? If you're still writing anything down, just let me know. Okay, so nobody's still writing anything down, so we're ready to move forward, right?
I'm ready, sir.
Khan? Okay. Oh, you said La'a.
On she.
You're on she? No sweat. Now, Ayala, I know these. I think you already have, because I remember I spoke to her, but she already has like printouts of the subject pronouns, preposition, and possessive adjectives. Do you still have those? Or not?
I'm not sure. I'll check.
Oh, no sweat.
I've got subject pronouns.
Okay. And of course, if anybody else wants these, these different things put together, like if you want the list of subject pronouns in this PDF kind of format, just let me know. I can send it over to you. If there's anything, any sort of section y'all want me to send, of course, you can always take screenshots. But if y'all want the, the kind of original PDF, just let me know. I can send it over to you pretty easily. All right, so y'all just let me know. Also, if anybody wants to join these classes live, like you see Ira, Nakath, Diana, and Ayala. If y'all want to join these classes live, all you gotta do is hit me up, right? Just message me on Facebook, over Alban Banyamyan, or at Gmail. Via email at Gmail at albanbanyamyan@gmail.com. All right, what I'm gonna do real quick, I'll put my email address in the comments too, so you'll have it. Just let me know your name, your zone, so like the camp you're under, and the name of your camp leader. All right, and we'll see about getting you in these classes. All right. Also, Slaki, you saying something?
I found it. All three of them.
You found it? Okay, so you have all three, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no sweat. Now, if you want to make a note of the different adjectives, like the different versions of Kazakh, and let me put the meaning real quick too. Let's do a little. I'm gonna post it note. I'm gonna do blue. I'll just put right here. Let's do. All right, Kazakh means strong. All right, so Kazakh means equals. All right, so Kazakh is strong. But in all these different examples, you want to note down, in fact, right here, this is the masculine plural adjective, and this is the feminine plural adjective. Okay. Want to note down these different variations of the adjective Kazakh being strong. Definitely note these down. If also you want to get this example for their house, in both the masculine and the feminine, definitely note that down, because that's a slight variation from the regular. Usually you just put, like with to say your house is not Bayathak, it's Bayathkal. All the other ones follow, you put the adjective after, like fully, like Bayathha, Bayathya, Bayathka. It's just with the last two, you want to note it down because it's slightly different. All right, so definitely get those different things down. I'm putting the how to join classes in the comments. I'm gonna pin it as well, and also let me put it on the put it through to the Instagram too. And then also I'm gonna put the attendance sign-in. Right, so if anybody's still working on obtaining a Hebrew name during their 90 days, you want to fill in this this attendance sign-in sheet. All right, so it's a Google it's a Google Forms link. You're gonna go ahead and fill that in. Just put it in the
Salaki, if I may, real quick, sir.
Yep, go ahead.
Just to know if I understand good. So if I wanna say your house, it would be Bayat Kam.
If you're referring to a group of brothers or a group of men, you'd say Bayat Kam. If you're just referring to one person, you'd say Bayat Ka.
Kan. Right. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have any questions? course, if y'all have questions if y'all just watching online and y'all have questions, just put them in the chat. Let me know. I'll get around to it for sure. Okay. All right, where we at? So once y'all are ready to move on with the next part, so these is kind of foundational, right? What we're going over to next, I think part of it is also foundational. So we got the 5 W's, which is really key if you want to form any sort of question. You'll need these words. All right. But when we're all ready to move forward, y'all just let me know. Let me see.
Nokia.
Can't go ahead.
What are we on right now?
Right now, so you have these. You have the 3. You have the subject pronouns, prepositions, and possessive adjectives. You want to also note down these different adject. Let me see. What should I? If I title this. Okay, if you write down Kazakh, Kazakwa, Kazakyam, and Kazakwath, if you write this bottom sentence, right, adjectives must agree in number and gender with the nouns they modify, and then write down these different variations of Kazakh. If you could do that, and then for possessive adjectives, you're just going to write the last 2. So you're going to write their masculine plural is ma, their feminine plural is na, and you're going to write these 2 examples because it's different. Okay? Does that make sense? You know what you're doing?
All
right, most side crash. Then we'll move forward. All right, we'll move forward to the question words, which you might also have printed out as well. I'm not sure. The question words, like ma, being what or how, and all the different other ones, right? And then I think that also what I've got right here is like key time frames or common time frames, which usually if you're forming words or sentences, the most common ones you're talking about either something that's happening or going to happen today, yesterday, something that happened, or something that might happen tomorrow. Usually referring to kind of a near time frame. So I've gone over those key kind of time frames too. All right. Also, like I think earlier I missed Tharapa'ah, Shalom, sis, Yahweh Shema, Alatha, Bashem Shai. Sister State of Registry. So Tharapa'ah, Bath Yahawada, Bath Yasha'ala, Most High in Christ is correct. So Tharapa'ah is her name. Bath Yahawada is daughter of Benjamin. Bath Yasha'ala is daughter of Israel. All right. Most High in Christ. And I think aside from that, we caught up. Salakia, just on paint. Says Shalom, Lord in Christ, Most High in Christ. Yahweh Shema, Alatha, Bashem Shai. We also got Sister Hawba of the UK. All right, Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Alatha, Bashem Shai. Okay, and I think we up to date now. I don't see any questions on the Instagram or any of the questions, so we good. So once everybody's written down, everything they need to write down, we'll go into the next part. Then we'll take a quick 5-minute break. I'll probably just play one song, so it may be like 3-4 minutes. And then we'll come back and do the go through the vocabulary of the Sabbath service verses. All right. And for those verses, we starting from Genesis 19 and 33. All right, so let's see where we got. Let's see. All right. Let me just drop brother the message. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Let me get this over.
Sir,
All right. So, go ahead.
can you zoom into the sentences box at the end?
The sentences. This one here.
Do you have to do the one that's on top of that?
Nah, I just want you to write down. Well, okay. Technically, it would be good. Yeah. I would. Okay, I would say write these down because this explains this. I mean, this is the example of these sentences. So to form the feminine, you add the ha at the end, right? We added the ha at the end of Kazakh, and it comes Kazakwa. All right. We added yam for the masculine plural, it becomes Kazakh yam. We added wath for the feminine plural, it becomes Kazakh wath. So that's an example. It's definitely good to get those down. But you do have it. I think you do have it already. But if you want to write it down again, you definitely can, or you can just write down this last sentence. It's up to you. All right, and then the last part is the possessive adjectives. We'll go over that real quick, and then what I think we might do. I think we might just take the break from now because I know it's getting a little bit late. I definitely want to go through vocab as well. All right. So, let's see what we got. Let me send this to Captain Karathia. All right, Most High Christ. All right, so once you get these written down, you'll just let me know. We'll move on, or we'll quickly get the 2 examples for their house for Ayala, and then I think everybody else got those written down, or you also need to write these down as well.
Nearly done.
All right, Most High Christ, the water. Hey, shalom to Officer Dam Gabar, Yahweh Shemi Al Shai Brakatah. You got the Blood Warrior out of the UK. Shalom, shout out to Adwan. I said shalom, Lord of Christ. All right, Most High Christ. And then, see, once you're done with that, Ayala, we'll go over the other last 2 parts. And then we'll play a song, so we'll have a quick break. And then we'll go over the Sabbath service verses. All right. Let me get on. If anybody, of course, I can see we got quite a few people watching online. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment. Drop a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed already. And share the class as well. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shalom to Radar Ya Allah. Again, a brother out of the UK, Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatah. All right. Shalom. Make sure you like, drop a comment. If you have any questions, make sure you ask all questions in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And also share the class. All right. Bring out this knowledge so we can spread, we can spread knowledge of the language to more and more people. All right. So when Christ comes back, I want to see brothers saying, Anya Kazakh, I'm strong. All right. Say that. I want to be able to speak Hebrew as our king. You know what I'm saying? Want to be able to say Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah and know exactly what it is we're saying. Want to know what it means. Want to be able to have conversations. All right. Want to be able to say different phrases. That's the purpose of these classes, to get nice and strong in the Hebrew so we can start to form different phrases, form sentences, form questions, answers. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff that we need to know. All right, so the sister gonna let me know when she's done, and we're gonna quickly go over the possessive adjectives. So let me give y'all a little test. Let me see. Nah, we ain't been over verb tenses in this class, so I don't want to give y'all something too tricky. Let me see. How would you say the school? You can tell me how you'd say the school.
I might have to go through my notes first.
Salaki Alawat Panya, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. All right, Yajamata. Shalom to General. You know what I'm saying? We got 6 Shield General Kobala Math in the building. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Shalom, Madawan. I hope you tawab. All right, and jumped it again. Mosai in Christ. And he salute the sisters as well. It says Shalom Yahweh Shema Alatan Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, Ayala.
I'm done with the sentences. I've done all of the subject pronouns.
Mosai in Christ. All right, excellent. All right, the next thing I want you to write down, I know you have the printout of the prepositions and possessive adjectives. In fact, now I can release the next part because we're right here. I know you have the possessive adjectives. The 2 I want you to write down are the ones that are slightly different in the format. All right, so all these, go ahead.
Just 2.
So those are the 2 I want you to write down because those are slightly different. All right, the rest like Bayath Ya, Bayath Ka, Bayath Wa, Bayath Kam, they all follow the same kind of format. These last ones are slightly different. All right, so I want you to note down those last 2. So write the last 2 in the bold and then the 2 examples, okay?
And then, how do I do an example?
These are the examples, right? So the masculine plural to say like their house, Bayatham. That's the example of adding this ma to say there, right? Their house in this Bayathan, that's the example of the feminine plural to say their house, right?
I don't get it still.
All right, no sweat. Okay, so possessive adjectives is a word that describes who something belongs to. The word we've got here, the root word is bayath, which means house, right? So like I asked you earlier, how would you say your house?
Bayathya.
You said what, Bayathya? Well, I guess that's pretty confusing in the way I asked it. To say, okay, Bayathya would be my house, right? But you're saying your house. You're saying, okay, you got it right. So I can see why you answered Bayathya. Okay, Bayathya is like my house, right? Now these examples at the end is how to say is what you add at the end to say their something. It could be their father, their mother. It could be their house. Right, so this is the example that I've put to say their house. This is how you would apply this. All the other ones would just add these to the end in the way that they're written. These ones would add them as like an apostrophe am. So like Bayatham.
You just read these 2 and then can I have a break?
Yeah, you're gonna do these 2. You can have a break. For everybody else that's already written, got this down, you can get these down. So it's the 5 W's and H's. You also be familiar with these question words and then common time frames we're going to go over. We got today, which is Hayawam, which means like this day. Tomorrow is Makar. Yesterday is Thamawal. All right, so I want to write down those different words for the common time frames. All right. Now for the question that I asked to the chat, okay, the question I asked was how would you say the school? Hasapar is so the word sapar means book. So Hasapar is just the book. But the word for school has sapar in it. The word for school is bayath sapar, which is the word house and the word book. But if you put them together, it's the word for school. All right, so to say the school, it's ha bayath sapar. All right, that was the question I posed to, everybody in the comments and in the live. All right. So now y'all got this next part to write down. We'll take a quick break and then we'll go over the vocabulary in the Sabbath service verses. All right.
So like I said, if you don't mind, can you also write down the school?
The school card. All right, let me get this. I'm going to put it. Let me see if I just copy this, paste it. I'm going to put it. Should I put it like. I don't want it to be kind of confusing or anything. Go ahead.
I'm done with the 2 ones that you wanted me to do. What should I do now?
All right, Most High in Christ. Okay, now I think everyone's kind of at the same page. Do you have these 5 W's and H's? Do you have these written down? Are you familiar with these words?
Yeah, I've got them.
You got them? Okay. Are you familiar with these time frames, like to say today, tomorrow, and yesterday? Okay. All right. You can go ahead and take your break from now. So if you want to turn your camera off, you can go ahead and take a break. Stay kind of by your camera just so for when we come back, when everybody else is finished writing these down, we'll play a song and then we'll come back. All right.
Shalom.
Shalom, Lord Christ. All right, everybody else, let me know when y'all are finished. So I know we'll drop a song, let one of these brothers spit some bars, and then we'll jump back in with the next half of the class. All right.
Did you put down the school too, sir?
Oh, Khan, Salakia, brother. All right, so right here, I'm just put a note. All right, so school. School is Bayath Sapar. Transliterates to house book. Right, or like house of books. Basically, that's the school. The school is where we have many books in the school. Of course, we have the Bible, which is the greatest historical record. We also have many other history books that we reference and use to teach, like Babylon's Timbuktu, Russian icons, things of that nature. This is a house of books. This is where you gain knowledge. Go ahead, Ira.
Is that how you write school in English?
Yeah, that's how you write school in English. Is it different in Dutch? I think is Dutch is like
no,
a
it's
K?
the same way in Dutch. That's why I asked. It's the same.
Okay. Go ahead, sis. You had a question?
So I guess I'm finished.
You finished? Okay, Most High in Christ. If anybody else is finished, if you finished, you can't turn your camera off if you want to Go get something to eat, go get something to drink. You know what I'm saying? Just walk around, stretch your legs. You know, a good stretch. My
I'm done too. So.
I lift my arms and my whole back be popping up, be popping and locking. All right, those ones. Gonna take a break. Go ahead. Just stay kind of nearby the computer so you can hear when we jump in back in. All right.
Canada Council. I'm done too.
All right, most sign Christ. Most sign Christ. All right. Okay, boom. So now the second half of this class, what we're going to do is we're going to go over, we're reading over the verses that we're going to read in tomorrow's Sabbath service. So if anybody that might be new to the ISUPK, what we do during our Sabbath service is we will read the Bible. We'll read 7 verses in the Hebrew. So we read in biblical Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Each brother will come up, they state their registry, they read 7 verses in the Hebrew. Then we break it down in English, what it means, and give the breakdown. If any, if any breakdown is required. All right. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go over these Sabbath service verses, which we're going to start from Genesis 19 and verse 33. And we're going to pick up on any key vocabulary and kind of add to our, add to our roster and vocabulary so we can kind of build up. So when we see a word now, we might have seen it before, written it down before. You might flick through to your notes like, oh, I recognize this word. You might not know off the top of your head, but you can refer to your notes where you've written it down, find out what it means, and then you can start building. Or even for brothers, when you're now reading for the Sabbath service, you can see this word and you know what it means. You're familiar with it. All right. So where you might see Sapar. You know, okay, Sapar, I know this already. Sapar means book. You might see Bayath. Okay, I've gone over Bayath. Bayath means house. So on and so forth. All right.
Okay, sorry, I finished.
You finished? All right, no sweat. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a song. I'm going to find, I'm going to play this one. All right, we'll come back. Slacky, I wasn't finished. I interrupted myself. We're going to come back once this song ends. All right, with the second half of the class.
Back roll.
Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain riding on these whole rappers, my hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses, it's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life. My whole life.
Okay, all right, we back. So we back for the second half of the class. All right, Most High in Christ. I see Ira, I see Diana. Let's see. It's done that a little bit for the other two. Now I got it set up on another screen as well, so I can see the comments. Let me see. Okay, so we're gonna start off in okay, give me 1 second. In my class. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me just deal with this order real quick. All right. I think we got else. We got the Kath back up and Ayala. Okay, now we're gonna do. I'll go ahead and break down the first verse. So Genesis 19 verse 33. Okay, so Watha Shakwa Yan. Looks like it. Watha Shakwa Yana Ath Abba Yahan Yayan Bala Yala Hawa'a Wathaba'a Habaka. It's like a Haba Habaka Yara Watha Shakab Ath Abaya. It's like a Abayaha Wala'a Yadai Bashakaba. So Bashakaba Kwawama. All right. So boom. So let's break it down. So first we got Wa. So Wa as a preposition. Okay. You can tell me what Wa as a preposition means.
So like you said, and.
Yeah.
It means and. All right, excellent.
Look, sir.
Go ahead.
Are we doing prepositions?
We going over the Sabbath service verses and going over vocabulary. All right. So this was just part of this word. Watha, Watha, Kwaya, like Watha, Kwayana. All right. So this tha is the feminine. It's like the feminine. So it's referring to, I believe this is Lot's daughters, right? When they got him drunk and, did the unspeakable acts. All right. So the tha is referring to, is kind of the feminine. The verb here is to drink, is shakwa. So we're gonna get shakwa down. Shakwa means to drink. All right. Let's work here. Let me see if I forward this to. Give me 1 second. Let me make a quick call. All right, so y'all continue to write these down. Just make a quick call. All right, stand by. I'm gonna mute my. In fact, let me go through this. All right, so with tha we have shakwa, which means to drink. We have ath, which basically is who is referring to, and then Abba Yahan. All right, so that's their father. All right, so Abba, of course, means father. And then
Salaki, sorry for me real quick.
Go ahead.
The shakwa means to drink, right? So the two is embedded in the shakwa already, or you say it the two to drink like in, so we know better what to say in English.
Yeah, so it's like how the ba is the verb, it means to speak. Shakwa is a verb, it means to drink. It's not really like you wouldn't say shakwa doesn't mean shakwa basically means drink, but it's the verb.
It's just drink.
Yeah, it means drink.
But if you use the word, it means to drink and not just like drink.
Mm-hmm.
Tawara,
no sweat. Let's see. Okay, and then we got Abba Yahan. All right, so Abba is father. This Ya is kind of like of, like father of, and then Han is them in the feminine. So it's the father of them. All right, their father. Okay. Then we have Yayan. Yayan means wine. We have Layal, which is the root for Bala Yala. Layal means night. All right, so Ba means in the night, and then the Ha at the end is feminine. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Can you zoom in? I'm having trouble seeing.
Khan, no sweat. You want me to zoom in?
Khan.
Which side? The left side or the right side, or both?
The left. Bobby Kasha.
One more time.
Salakia, if I may.
Just give me 1 second. What was Nakan saying?
No, I wanted to help the sis out. You can, I don't know if you're on your phone, you can use your fingers and kind of zoom in yourself too. I don't know if you know that.
There's no, so I can zoom in on the screen. I just wanted to know if it was one particular side or it's both you wanted to zoom in. Is that better? Or you still want me to zoom in more?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
I didn't hear what you said when I asked what we're going through.
What we're going through is vocabulary, right? So we're reading through these verses and we're picking up on key words, right? So what you want to do is listen to what's being said, and then these words right here, you want to note these down. Okay, this is vocabulary. So you haven't attended the last few classes. This is what I've been doing for the last few classes, where on the second half of the class, I'll go through these verses and we'll write down vocabulary. So we'll write down basically what's on this left-hand side. Now, it's good if you have like either a second notebook, or you might want to write from the back of your current notebook. So when you need to go to vocabulary, just flip to the back. You know what I'm saying? Rather than having, you know, lots of different words at different spots in your notebook. It's good to have either a second notebook, or you can just start writing at the back to go through vocabulary. All right. Okay.
Water, that's better.
That's better? Okay, no sign, Chris. All right, no sweat. So, okay, now we on Hawa'a. Okay, so Hawa'a is a word which means, we got it in the subject pronoun, so it usually means he. It can also mean it. In some contexts, it can also mean that. Right? It means he, it. These are the most common meanings. He, it, or that. All right. In this context, it means that. Right? Like that night. So that night is, or in that night, balayala hawa'a. Okay. And let me do this. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so hawa'a. Then we got wathaba'a. Okay, so wathaba'a. So this ba'a is to go in. All right. It comes from bawa'a. So we're going to write down bawa'a means to come in / go in. All right. And then wathaba'a is, again, it's like and. It's referring to the women, so it says tha and then ba'a. All right, so basically and went in, and the females went in. Ha bakayara. So ha bakayara. Bakayara is firstborn. The firstborn female. Okay, so bakaya Ra means firstborn. Of women. So you wouldn't say this word for the firstborn son. This would only be a firstborn daughter. All right. Bakayara. And then, of course, you have ha here as a preposition. You can tell me what ha means as a preposition.
Slovakia.
Go ahead.
What is it? The.
It's the, correct. All right, means the. So ha bakayara is the firstborn. All right, is in the firstborn daughter. Okay, and then we have watha shakab. All right, the word shakab means to lie down or to sleep. All right, that's shakab. Means to lie down. In fact, to be simple, it means to lie down. Okay. All right. So watha shakab, and the thighs, the feminine. Wa is and, we already have that. Okay. Ath is who is referring to, so who they lay down with. and then you got Abba Yaha, all right, which is her father. Okay, so in this case, we already have father. Okay, so Abba, and then this Ya is like of, and then the Ha is her, right? That's like the possessive adjective. Okay. Then we have here Wa La'a. So you can tell me what La'a means.
No. Look here.
It means no, right? Can't, like the order. Right? It means no or not. Or not. Right? Okay. Right? And then we got, so wa la'a means and didn't or and not. And then you have yadai. Alright, yadai. Now yadai is a verb which means to know. I'm going to write here. Yadai means to know. Okay, so basically it's saying, and he did not know. Okay. And then we got ba shakaba, again using shakab, which is lie down. So it's being when she lied down. Waba kwawama. All right. So this ba in this case, it seems to me like almost when, right? So it says ba shakaba when she lay down, wa ba kwawama, and when she arose. All right, so we have shakab, which means to lay down. This kwawam, so kwawam right here. Kwawam means to arise or to stand up. All right, to rise.
Look here. If Quran means to rise, what does Naquan mean?
Naquam, okay, that's a different it's a different word. Naquam means revenge. Okay. Like I seem referring to your cousin Naquam, right? All right, okay. Waba kwawama. All right, and then you got this ha at the end, which is called the feminine. All right, because the subject, if we're talking about the firstborn daughter. All right, so it's feminine. Okay, I'm going to the next verse. All right, so you got wa yaha. It's like a wa yahaya. Mama karath. Mama karath. Da da da. Watha ama. Habaka, right? It's like, yeah. Habaka yara. Al. Hatazai yara, which is the younger. Han. Shakabathya. Or is it? Let me see. Yeah, Shakabathya. Amash. Ath Abaya. Nashakwanwa, Yayan, Gam, Ha Layala, Wabaaya, Shakabya, Aimwa, Wanakia. Alright, it's like Wanakaya, Ma'abayanawa, alright, which is our father. Alright, Zarai. All right, let's get it. So we got Wayahaya. Now this Yahaya comes from Haya, which means to be or to come to pass. All right, so basically, and it came to pass or and it happened, as I said here. All right, so we put Haya, which means to be. All right, or come to pass. Mama Karath. All right, so you got Makarath, which means tomorrow. All right, on the morrow. It's another way of saying it. It's the same as Makar, which is what we wrote down earlier, right? Tomorrow. Makarath means the same thing. All right, means the morrow / tomorrow. Okay. Of course, the morrow is just, Old English for tomorrow. All right. Watha Amar. All right. So, basically, she said, because the tha is the feminine. So, we get down Amar, which is the root word here, which means to say. We already have Bakar Yara, which is firstborn. Al, when joined. So al when joined with another word. So in this case, it's joined with Hatazai Yara. All right, when joined with something, it means unto. Okay. Let me go here. Let me go into this word. Tazai Yara. All right. Tazai Yara. Tazayar. All right, Tazayar. Okay, in this case, it's Tazayara because it's feminine. It's the younger sister. But Taza, it's like here. Tazayar means younger. All right, so Ha Tazayara is the younger and it's feminine. So it's the younger, the younger sister or the younger woman. All right, we got Han. It was going to Han. So Han means lo or behold. You'll see a similar word, Hana, which means the same thing. All right, so Han is like I guess, shorter way of saying that. It means lo or behold. Shakabath, same as lie down. Amash, you can get this word. All right, so Amash is another way of saying yesterday. Amash, yesterday. All right, or last night. Means I'm gonna put last night because that's more what it's referring to. All right. Then we got Ath, Abaya. So Abaya is my father. This Ath is who he's talking to. All right, so it's with my father. All right. We got Nashak, Nawa. All right, so we got this the same word, Shakwa. So this na is like in Nawa. It's like us. So let us make him drink. This wa at the end is the him. All right. We got Yayan again. Here we got Gam. Okay, so Gam is a word which means also. And then Ha La Ya La. All right, and then Wa Ba'aya. This Ba'a comes from the same Bawa'a, which means to go in. Shakabia Imawa with him. All right, so I believe it means go into this word. It means with. All right, so Imawa. Get it? All right, so that means with or against. Okay. All right, for time's sake, where we are on the time? I'm gonna just finish off this verse and then we'll get it. Salaki Kappa, I can see your question. The sister asked Salaki, if I may, how do you say I got some new books in Hebrew? All right, what I'll do, I'll make a note of that question and I'll get to it next week. All right, so I'm gonna save that question and I'll get the answer for you next week. All right. Okay. Let's see. We got Wana Kaya. So Kaya is the root word here, which means to live. So let's look at Kaya, or it means like to live or lively. Like for example, Ayala, your sister is named Kaya. Her name means lively. All right. And put live. Yeah, it means to live in essence. Okay. Wana Kaya. Ma Abayanawa. So that's of our father. Okay, and then we got Zarai. Or Zarai. Zarai. Zarai means seed or offspring. Okay. All right, boom. So I'm gonna give y'all some time to finish writing these down. Move this out of your way. Click off this. All right, cool. All right, so we've been through, I think it was like 2 verses, but we've got all this vocabulary in just them 2 verses. All right. Of course, if there's any word that we've been through a few times from the previous class, of course, words will be repeated. If you're already familiar with the word, or if you've already written it down from the previous classes, you don't have to write it again. But definitely write down any new words, any new vocabulary. Of course, I write kind of everything down for any newcomers, anybody that's new to the class. You know what I'm saying? They can get it also. All right, go ahead.
What we're doing right now, we're gonna write things down.
Yeah, so you should have been writing down these words on the left-hand side. All right, writing down these vocabulary. Do you have these down?
I don't, because my wrist was hurting.
Say again.
No, because my wrist was hurting.
Okay, no sweat. What I'll do is I'll send these to a Hawaba, and she can probably get them to you if you want to note them down to write down, okay? Just because we kind of over on the time, so I don't have time to kind of go through them all again, all right? All right, no sweat. Is there anybody else that's still writing, or is it's like, go ahead?
Earlier, I wanted to ask, you said that Tazayar, there was a younger woman.
Taza'aya just means younger, right? If I go into it, is over here.
No, I thought you said it was younger woman before. That's why, but you didn't write woman behind it. So that's why I meant to ask you about it before we leave.
Yeah, so Taza'aya means younger here. It means like little, insignificant, or young. So really, it means younger or youngest, right? Or little one, right? Where it's written in the verse, it says Tazayara with this ha at the end. That's what makes it feminine, because it's referring to a younger sister. All right, but in the other one, which is Bakayar or Bakayara, that always means firstborn woman, right? Firstborn son, I think you just say Ra'ashwan, which means first, right? That's what you'd say in the masculine. All right, boom. Is there anybody else still writing down, or y'all we good to go?
Good to go.
All right. No sign Christ. The water for everybody for tuning in. We are a little bit over in the time, so I don't want to lead into I don't want to cross over with On the Ends Radio. If y'all are watching, make sure you tune into On the Ends Radio with Captain Karathia and Officer 5000 Damgabar. And also make sure you tune in. I hope to see you all next week. And with that, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Barakatam to all the brothers, and Yahweh Shema Alatan Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai to all the sisters.
Yashima
Yahweh Shem Yashabarakatah.
Yashima.
Yashima Alpha Basham Yashai.
Yahweh Shema.
Yahweh Shema Alatam Bashem.